Let me see.
I can go with mine first while you guys are thinking.
Yeah, go for it.
So Silent Hill 1. Trevor, do you remember this one?
Oh, the number of limbs puzzle.
Yep, near the end of the game.
We made way more complicated than it was.
That's what happens sometimes with those puzzles, is you think about them too hard.
I think we asked my dad, and we were like, is this based off, like, some book or something?
So near the end of the game, to explain it fully, like, very near the end of the game, you walk into this room, and there's, like, 6 or 8 different pictures, right? And they're different astronomical signs, like Gemini and Taurus and all those things, right? And next to it, there's these little buttons that go from... You press between 1 to 9, and you have to go to each one, and you press it. Right? So, like, we tried, like, everything. We were like, okay, you know, because obviously the internet wasn't really a thing, so we, like, had to, like, ask our dad, like, what number sign is Gemini? Oh, well, that's 3. Okay, well, what number sign
right,
is this?
that's
right? So, like, but then...
So that's when you started, because that seems like the obvious thing.
But then some of them ended up being, like, the 11th sign, and there's only, you know, 9 buttons. And you're like, okay... So it ended up being, like, just over and over again trying these different things. Like, okay, well, maybe we have to go in order, like, because there were 6 of them, right? We were like, okay, maybe the first one, whatever the first sign is, we press 1. And then the second sign, even though it's the 4th, we press 2, right?
Right, because it's the second one in order.
In order. Although it's not the second overall, it's the second in order, right? So it's like, okay.
Seems obvious. I mean, that seems like a logical assumption.
So we just do it over and over again, and literally just, like, my dad's, like, literally, like, looking it up in, because he's my dad, like, on these, like, crazy books he somehow has, like, somehow that, like...
Like old encyclopedia?
Yeah. Not, like, stuff particularly retaining, like, your astronomical signs in you, but, like, very specific books, right?
Right.
That you're like, damn, and we just couldn't figure it out. And the thing was, it was, like, so frustrating, because it was so close to the end of the game, and, like, legit, I don't think we had internet at the time, so I don't think, I mean, because we would have just looked it up if we could, obviously. So I don't think we had internet. So the end-all, it ended up being, so I'm still mad, the amount of limbs that each thing has. Okay. So Gemini was an 8.
But there was nothing to indicate that? There was no, like, little poem or some crap?
You walk into the room, and there's the buttons next to the 6 or 8 paintings, whatever it is.
That's
so, like,
legit,
we end up figuring out that, like I said, like, we somehow looked it up. I might have, like, called a friend who, like, had internet and been like, please look this up for me. I don't know. But we did not, I will say, we didn't figure it out.
Right.
Like, it wasn't like, oh, well, let's try the limbs, you know? So it was
something had 9 limbs, and something had 8 and 7 and 6.
Well, whatever it was. And it was like, some of them were like, I think there's 2 fish. Like, one of them's like 2 fish.
Classic Pisces.
Yep.
Pisces. So, like, that one was technically 2, you know, because they each have, like, a quote-unquote leg. So it was so...
What? I mean, that's just, like...
So complicated.
Or whatever. Is that like a bad translational thing, I wonder, too?
I don't know, but, like, they're...
Trigger!
I mean, they might have had a, like... Because Silent Hill usually puts, like, a very, very cryptic, poem...
Right.
In each of the things... But at the very least, us reading it over and over again was not enough to tell us limbs. Gotcha. So it was very, very complicated. So that's mine. I mean, it was what it was. Do you guys have any others?
I actually think it was this game.
Yeah?
Yeah, because my sister would also...
This puzzle right here took me forever.
Yeah, we would all play this game, and she would print out a bunch of facts.
Oh my god.
And, yeah, we had this printed out for a few years, and our parents got mad because, you know, printer paper, ink, and those facts were like 50 pages.
Especially back then when like ink was, I mean, ink's still expensive unless you know where to get it.
Yeah.
But there was
Ben,
no.
Do you remember when your dad came up to you and with papers, and you're just like, "You're using too much water, kid."
That was goat.
Stop taking 30-minute showers.
Oh yeah.
That was goat.
Literally while we were there.
I remember that because it was yesterday.
Like just every day. It's like every it also day. Happened. It also happened 5-10 years ago.
Routine. Yeah, no.
I think he had graphs, if I remember correctly, like showing water consumption, and we were like,
Wow.
nice.
No, yeah, he had papers. He does keep track of that stuff. He's a very anal man. He keeps track of
What?
literally
Yeah,
everything.
I don't understand this room. It's just so bizarre.
Also, another thing that's super funny about Ben's house is Nick Brossman,
Yes.
when he set up the Wi-Fi password,
Oh my gosh.
it is like
1,000.
it is like
characters?
70 random characters.
Yeah.
And it's like QR 1290 blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
exclamation point,
When,
and it's
when I
like
first got a PS3, and
Oh,
I had
gosh.
to hook it up to the internet,
Entering that
That
in a
was the-
console must have been a nightmare.
it was the most miserable experience. It was on Christmas Day, I remember.
how are you supposed to figure that? Oh my god.
I was just sitting there
Well,
on
you do it
Christmas
for the
Day.
long shot in the.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
But
then.
the first time, it's like, how are you supposed to know that?
Dude, that is brutal. Because I remember one time I had like my phone or my laptop,
Ugh, yeah.
and I was like, "Hey, what's the password?" And he was like, getting it, and I think I just got to the point where I was like, "Nah, I don't need it." It's
That's
like,
fine.
I'm fine. I'll just do something.
We got to the point then where we did eventually go to like a just like a random like
phrase.
default.
I mean, it's fine to be like, even like a decent number of characters, just
Yeah.
as long as it's like an easily knowable phrase.
Now it's like it's like 10 digits, and it's
Okay,
like
that's much
it's like
more.
just
Plenty.
it's like random.
Even if it's random
But-
and 10 digits, that's fine. But I specifically remember it being
it
like
was insane.
40, 50
It
digits,
was
and you're like,
it was like 54
uh,
characters.
and then,
They
like,
were
you
all
would-
random. It included like symbols and
you would type
all
it
the
in, and you would
weird-
like, because passwords don't
things.
show up as what you're typing.
Yeah.
So you would like be like, you would mess up like the
And you'd be
30th
like,
one,
"Wait,
and you'd
did
be
I
like,
mess up?
delete.
You have to go back and count. It's like
Oh,
Bruh.
especially I can't imagine like on a computer it's annoying enough, but on a console,
Yeah.
with
Ugh.
that keyboard on the screen and you're moving
Oh,
the
dude.
cursor around.
This room
it
sucks.
was rough.
Anyway, I think I remember like Nick was around and I was like, hey, why did you put the password be this long? And he was just like, it's for security. And like he said it very seriously. And like even though Nick was like always just like, obviously he has that personality, but I think he was like actually genuinely serious about it.
What the heck do you have to?
So this is a cool room because you have to grapple onto things. And I'll hit this right here. That I have to hit this. Now, I have to hold the direction of where the ledge ends up. And
Okay.
you think it would just be forward, but because the camera changes mid
Oh,
grapple,
wow.
I have to like just I think it's like left. Right,
Nice.
okay.
Wow.
Holy mackerel!
So I have one more regarding that question I asked.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy IX. This one's pretty infamous.
Basically, for any game we were 100% in, we would end up
Oh,
getting off
absolutely.
the back.
You could usually like beat the games like in due time or asking friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So here's why I think everyone besides maybe Parker knows this, but Final Fantasy IX had a strategy guide, right?
Oh no.
Right. Okay. So and the strategy guide. This was Final Fantasy IX came out in 2000. So this was like right at the sweet spot for the point where like people were getting internet. Now it was still dial up and all this crap, but like your average person would like have some slow form of internet, right? So this strategy guide was sponsored by PlayOnline.com.
Oh no!
And by that, essentially, it would like you would be reading the guide, and it would tell you a lot of stuff. It'd be like, oh, well, this boss has blah 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 blah. But then you get to certain points where you're like, oh, there's a special sorting here.
Oh.
Go to PlayOnline.
Oh my
Go to
God,
PlayOnline.com
are you kidding?
to check out the details of this.
That's the worst.
And like it would be like you're like I literally bought this like $15-$20 strategy guide, whatever,
Right.
to not have to do that, and it would still be like, hey, we'll go to PlayOnline. It was like trying to be like trendy, you know,
yeah. Everything
and be like, oh well, now we got the internet, so we
have
can
a
use that
website.
too.
It's
But
awesome.
it wasn't just like some of it was like I actually think I have it. But like some of it was like legit information.
right.
Like,
it was
the
here's how you do
the
this
thing
next
for the
step.
optional final boss, which is very hard, they had like 15 words on it, and then they were like, but to get the real, strategy, go to playonline.com, and it's like, what? And I don't know if you had to put in a password, like, if like each strategy guide had a unique password, because then otherwise it's like anyone could go to
Whoa, is that
playonline.com.
Is that like Shadow Link?
Yeah. Shadow Link's been kind of like a long-running thing in the series.
I remember him from the second one on the NES.
So I think the best strategy that I found up is just like get really close to him and like go inside his hitbox, and as long as it counts, like he'll never be able to counterattack.
So yeah, that one was brutal because that would be like I would get to points where I'd be like, I'm not. Like, I wouldn't go to that playonline.com website because it sucked. You would just go to, like, GameFAQs and be like, hey, I bought this strategy guide and it's pretty cool that I can't use it.
5 rupees.
10.
Oh, I didn't see the second one.
That was a cool room, though. That wide expanse.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is, like, unique, especially for this.
For looking up stuff, I will say I recently ran into this because we reviewed Doom 2016 for the CIB podcast, and I wanted to get all the trophies, and they are very nice where they don't make any of the trophies like impossible, but the one that was the hardest to get was you had to get through the first level on Ultra Nightmare. Wait,
Yeah.
is that the one where you
Where if you die, you have to start over.
Yeah. Okay, so Ultra Nightmare, you die and you have to start over at the beginning of the whole game? Or just the level you're on?
Beginning of the game.
Imagine getting to level 9 in a game and then you're like, you died. You go back to the beginning of the game. So it's really ridiculous. But I was like, I just want to get this one last trophy. So I like went online and found speedrun strats for that first level. Because I was like trying and I could not get it. And then finally I found there's a speedrun strat where you can jump up near that, I'm sure Ben will know if he's played it enough,
Well, I've seen a speed run of it. So.
Oh, right. So in the very first level, there's like a forklift, and you kind of jump up, and then you get up to the side of the level, and you bypass everything. So I had to do that because there was no way I was going to get through even the 3 fights you needed to get through. Like, on Ultra Nightmare, it was just, like, instant death. I was like, jeez. So I just kept watching these speedruns of this playthrough of just one level, just in order to get that one last trophy.
Good lord.
And you got it.
And then I got it. And,
wow.
it was good.
That's an easy game when you literally cannot beat the first level, which, by the way, is in Doom 2016 is full of, like, only bullet shield enemies. I don't know. Bullet fodder lame enemies, and you're like constantly dying to them. It's like, yeah.
I want to give that game another go, but I don't want to do it on my laptop, so I'm gonna have to wait until.
You can play it here for the LPs.
I could.
On Ultra Nightmare.
No!
This is part 29 of Ultra Nightmare?
I wouldn't do Ultra Night. I think
terrible.
you only have like 3 saves or something to it, too.
I don't think you get any.
Or I don't.
Well, on the PC.
I'd like to see how many save states you would have to do on a game like that. This is save state number 5 million.
Well, it did take like 1 or 2 days before someone actually beat it.
Someone beat Ultra Nightmare?
Oh yeah, people beat it all the time now. People do runs on Ultra Nightmare.
Oh my god, people are so insane. I had such a hard time on that game on normal.
I think it's the same as Nightmare, but it, obviously
the dying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Nightmare is luckily very
it's not
easy.
because I was like, oh, I want to get this last trophy, and it was like, play it on whatever. I thought it was just the regular hardcore, whatever, you know what I mean? So I played it on the hardest level that wasn't that one where you die, and I was like, this isn't too hard.
Are you serious?
And it wasn't bad. I got through it, but then all of a sudden I didn't get the trophy, and I'm like, wait, what? And then it was like, no, you got to play on this level where when you die you start at the beginning, and then it was like 1,000,000 times harder for some reason. Like the imps were like instant kills. I was like, what? It was ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Dude, I can't imagine like our what are we? No, we're millennials, right? Is Gen X younger than us? No.
Yeah, you're millennials.
Gen X
Yeah, we're
is
millennials.
older.
Right, Gen X is older. We're talking about millennial first world problems where we're like, had to look this up with internet. I can't imagine being like playing one of the early adventure games like Zork, where like it's literally you can't even see, like there's no graphics, so it's like you wake up in a room, get up, can't get up, get out of bed. Don't know what that is.
That was.
And you're like, I didn't even get out of bed.
Right, but that's a different time because like, that's the fun of it. Like that was all of the whole thing. Was like talking to other people that play it and be like, how far did you get? What did you do? And then everybody's like talking to each other and figuring it out together. Like that's how adventure worked for sure. It was like all these like computer science nerds like at all these colleges that had access to it, just playing it and trying to figure it out. And then they were all modding it at the same time. So like literally they'd be like, oh, I'm playing and I got to this part and I did this, and it's like, that's not my version. It's like, oh jeez. And then they have no idea what they're supposed to do.
That would, I mean, obviously it's a different time and all that. At this point in my life, that would drive me insane.
Right.
Like, I literally will, like, unless I really want to prove myself otherwise, if I can't figure out a thing in, like, 15 minutes, I will, like, absolutely look it up. If it's something like, we've been, Parker, don't forget to grab it, Outlast. We've been playing the Outlast Trinity, and, like, because Outlast isn't a very long game, it's only, like, a couple hours long, so that, I'm like, no, I'm figuring this out, you know? But some other stuff, like...
yeah, like, we'll, like,
Like, I just played the Darksiders games, and in Darksider 2, because it's this huge game, if I couldn't figure out what was happening right away, I would just look it up. Like...
It's the abyss.
It just is what it is. And it's so easy now. You don't even have to remember the pain, guys, back in the day when you would have game facts, and then, like, you would have to be reading this, like, 13-year-old's writing, and he's like, well, go here and do this and this, and you're like, where's here? What's this? You know? But, like, now you can just watch a freaking LP or a speed run. You have all these choices.
You know what you really needed was, to read a 13-year-old who thought he was funny.
Oh.
Those were the worst.
Yeah. And they throw all, like, the dumb Kirby emoticon kind of things.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Well, those are still cool.
This is my this is my favorite part. Kirby emoticon smiley face. Or I'm trying to think of like an example of what they would do.
Does this guy do any attacks?
They'd be like...
If he hits you with that thing, it hurts you.
It hurts you.
I also like when
Seems unlikely.
when those 13-year-olds put their like opinions in on stuff too, and they're like, "This for me is my favorite part of the game," and you're like,
I don't care.
You're like, dude, just tell me what to do for the love of God.
I like finding a fact that's dedicated to those who lost their lives in 9/11 or something.
What?
I like where it's like, you know, there's just like acknowledgments and dedications. It's like, you know, I'd like to dedicate this Final Fantasy 1 FAQ to those who lost their lives in 9/11.
I'm trying to find some of these because that sounds hilarious.
I mean, it's literally any fact. Like
I can't remember any one specifically,
we'll
but
one.
I know it exists.
on.
I know I've read that before. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sounds good.
There's just like a big ASCII or text art of never forget.
Oh my god. I think we logged into GameFAQs the other day or the other week or whatever.
It was like a month ago or something. Or
and
I'm bad with time.
And I have a lot of karma. ET-dub.
Karma.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Call it?
Yeah,
that's what they call it. Yeah, that was before your precious Reddit, Parker. Plenty of karma. You could earn one a day. One a day.
And that's all. I got to the top of all.
So I
You know what? It earned me nothing.
I would go on there and like, because we had these, we would go to these message boards on GameFAQs for like games that like no one ever plays, and I would find like.
Do you like horny bunnies?
No.
A classic hidden one.
I would find posts I made like 10 years ago that are still like on the page because there's like 6 topics in the last 10 years, and I'm like, hey, look at that. And it's like the silliest, dumbest games, and I'm like, what about this?
So I went to Final Fantasy for the NES, the FAQ page.
Is there really one?
And there's 2 from 1999.
Beautiful.
Okay.
One from March 22nd. Well, there's a bunch. There's some from 2015, 2006, 2005.
What?
There's one that
What,
goes
what
way
do they
back.
have to add to the 2015 one? Like, if it has one good fact, it's like, don't even do it.
They have to modernize
the 99 one was in there first.
Yeah, but
no
I'm
one
saying,
should have had another fact.
if
after
the
that.
99 one is good enough, it's like, it's good enough. Work on another game.
No, they needed to.
Write a Night Trap
My favorite
one.
part in the FAQs is the revision history.
Yeah.
Here's everything I've changed. Like, who cares? Okay, this is versions. 7/28/2000 from 12:30 to 2:30 a.m. Started this project. Got the general outline done and finished the introduction. Getting started in stat explanations. Started the character section. 7/28/2000 from 1:30 to 4:45 p.m. So this kid worked from 12:30 to 2:30 a.m. Went to bed, got up, went to school probably, got out of school at 1:30, and then spent from then till 4:45 p.m. finishing the character section, did the FAQ.
Oh my god, the characters on Final Fantasy 1, what is there to write about? Red Mage
just
is
that.
funny.
Then he goes, parenthesis, just that
He's
took
doing it
3
for
hours.
that
Ugh. Then 5:30 to 7, so he took a break from 4:45 to 5:30. Then at 5:30, he got back into it till 7. Finished the R matey part of the walkthrough and added a special trick to power up levels. Then
Wow.
7 to 8 p.m. started time for a nap section of the walkthrough and made price estimates for all the characters. Then 9 to 10 p.m.
Dude, this guy was...
Oh, then he jumps a bunch, like a week later. August 5th, 9 to 10 p.m. Just got back from vacation!
That dude's literal blog. Like, dude, and if I went to that fact, I would instantly skip to the part I
yeah.
want. I would never, ever read
it's
that.
like
Ever,
2 pages
ever,
long.
ever. Like, I would, in fact, if I saw one that was that long, with that much crap, I would just go to the next one, and I'd be like, just tell me what I need to know. Amazing.
Okay, so...
Did he say how his vacation was? That's me, by the way. That dive.
Okay.
Fade to black.
I had to find one just to see if it existed. Here's the Final Fantasy one that he started 7/6/2001 and ended the next year 2002. So he probably took a break after 9/11. He was like, I can't do an FAQ.
Stop it!
I can't do an FAQ, man.
I thought they were already out. Do they just go away then when you leave?
Yeah, I just did it because whatever.
I took my 3-month break.
Okay, so August 1st, 2001, his update was, I updated the look of the top part of the guide. September 20th, 2001. I finally got around to fixing a couple of boss names. Like, just no mention of... just like,
This
no
guy-
mention?
This
No
guy
mention
was
of-
working on this
of a-
FAQ during the worst terrorist attack in history.
The worst oh,
God.
jeez.
Just,
And
I
he-
hate everything.
He just doesn't. He doesn't honor.
Unreal.
You guys, everyone's the worst. Including me. Now I need to just go to GameFAQs and just find, like the worst guides.
Yeah.
There's gotta be... The Pokemon ones have to be, like, absolutely horrendous. I need to find a game that has, like, no facts at all. I know it exists.
And write a 75-page one for it.
Yeah, so,
You should start writing FAQs for those like escape room games.
Oh my god.
on
I think they
on
do have. I
mobile.
think they do have a mobile part like for some of the games.
Well, here's my issue with the way things are now though, is that like nobody does. I mean, why would you bother? It's understandable, but not many people bother actually writing up an FAQ even if they're just gonna do like an
Rip.
LP on YouTube like explaining what to do. And it's like I don't want to watch a video. I just want to know what this one specific part is where I can just like Control F and find the exact thing I'm looking for. I don't want to like scan through a video.
It is way easier to Control F something than it is to like scan through, especially a long video.
Yeah, and then especially if I don't want to be spoiled on something, if I'm just trying to solve like one puzzle. And then you find out Sheik's your brother, and you're like, well, now it's all ruined.
Yeah, if I got spoiled on a Zelda story, man, my life would be over.
Well, hey, look, I didn't even realize that was your brother.
There's Zelda in this game?
What is happening?
I can't even buy it.
What just happened? Is that a glitch?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a glitch.
Damn. And they just ran with it?
Parker, can you look up the game? I'm trying to think of some random Atari game that has no reason to have an FAQ.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. There we go. There is like legit no reason there should be a FAQ. And if there is a FAQ, it shouldn't be more than 1 kilobyte. Hey, so
Kaboom for the 2600 has FAQs, the 5200 has FAQs, and the A800 has.
what is the 2600 one? Like how?
Alright, yeah, there's two of them. There's one from 2005 and one from 2009. They're 7 and 6 kilobytes.
That's way too many words. 6 kilobytes in pure text is so many
words. Do you
words.
want the 2005 one or the 2009 one?
The 5 one.
Okay.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh, so he created it on 5/12/2004, last updated 10/1/2005. So he went back and updated.
Come on! Come on! What do you have to update? Kaboom, for anyone out there, is like the simplest but like coolest Atari game. You use the the paddle controllers, and essentially you are a basket on the bottom of the screen, and when you press the start button, a robber up top drops a bunch of bombs, and your only job is to catch all the bombs. Now, as it goes on, it gets so hard.
Right,
you
know,
know,
it's moving back and forth super fast.
it's moving super fast. But that is the fact. That's the FAQ. That is it. That's it.
That's the 5 words. All right. If you have not asked, do not post this work on your site. If you do allow this work to be posted on your site, then please respect it and do not attempt to change it in any shape or form. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, introduction. Hello and welcome to this FAQ on the classic favorite of mine, Kaboom!
It's already too many words. It's too many words.
And then he goes up, and then
You should make a FAQ and just say, catch the bombs. No capitalization.
0.001 KB. Catch the bombs.
You know, somehow they would not allow it to be
Yeah,
like.
sorry, that's not enough.
No. Oh, catch the bombs, catch the bombs, catch the bombs. Use a million different ways of saying it. Catch the bombs. Don't miss the bombs. Don't let the bombs hit the ground. Don't let the bombs go past you.
Okay, this guide should hopefully be useful to people who want to play the game to its full advantage.
Okay.
Please note that I am using the Activision Anthology for placing. Why'd you put it in the 2600 category?
Alright, that's it.
Ugh.
Sudoku.
If
It's
you
over.
spot any mistakes, please contact me at carter12.faqs@gmail.com. Please, can you ensure the subject is either Kaboom or Kaboom Fact? I am constantly inundated with emails. I have a very specific filter set up for all of it.
Well, that's the part.
Oh,
We'll
sorry.
see you next time,
Sorry,
guys.
Trev, I talked through your part.
I didn't have anything to say. Huh?
Sorry, bye.